As shown in this figure, coil tubing injector head is one of the 6 major components of coil tubing unit, which is used to run, pull and hold the coil tubing string into the well bore. Generally, a coil tubing unit is rated depending upon its pulling capacity, and that pulling capacity is actually the capacity of injector head. Like you may listen when you work on the coil tubing that it is 60K unit or it is 80K unit, as I mentioned over here. So this 60K and 80K is actually the pulling capacity, that how much weight this injector can pull. 60K means 60,000 pounds and 80K 80,000 pounds. One benefit of coil tubing as compared to other services like wireline and slickline is that we can snub the CT pipe into the well bore. It means we can push the coil tubing pipe as shown over here into the well bore, which is not the case in case of slickline or wireline. And if we have higher wellhead pressure, then it's quite difficult to run the slickline or wireline into the well bore, but that's not the case in case of coil tubing. In coil tubing we can easily inject the pipe into the well bore even we have some wellhead pressure. So being the coil tubing crew member, we must know that how much pulling capacity our injector have, how much snubbing force we can provide, and at the same time if we know about that how much weight our injector have, like 4 ton or 5 ton, and how much is the height of the injector head, this information will be really helpful. So to perform its function efficiently, injector head is equipped with different systems. That is, to perform its function, injector have some different components and different systems so that it could perform its function. And the major system installed in the injector head include chain system, drive and brake system, chain tension system, chain traction system, weight measurement system. We will discuss all these systems in detail in the upcoming slides. Coil tubing operator can control the function of these systems from the control cabin, and thus can control the movement of the injector head and thus overall operating of coil tubing unit, and can perform the coil tubing job. So the first system of the injector head is chain system. So the chain system is composed of two endless chains, means two continuous chains, which are driven by two hydraulic motors, as we can see here in this injector, and I will show in the later slide with the clear picture. So the chain system is composed of two endless chains which get drive with the hydraulic motor, and the coil tubing pipe is injected into the well bore with the help of these chains. How all this happen, let's explain with the next slide. So first of all, let's see the major parts of coil tubing chain. Typical chain assembly is composed of these 5 parts. The first one is the gripper block, then the link pins, link plate, split pin and the bearings. These gripper blocks, as the name indicates, grip the coil tubing pipe and then inject this pipe into the well bore. As we can see over here in this slide, these are the gripper blocks. When two opposite chains run in with the help of this hydraulic motor, so and with the help of this gripper block, coil tubing pipe is gripped, mean hold by these chains, and then it is moved into the well bore. Size of the gripper block varies as we vary the size of the coil tubing pipe. Like if we are using 1.5 inch coil tubing pipe, then the size will be of 1.5 inch, and if we are using 1.75, then the size will be 1.75, and so on. The other important parameter of component of chain is bearings. These bearings are installed on the back side of the chain, and when we are performing coil tubing job, these bearings play a critical role, because the ultimately the load of the chain is held by these bearings. So here an injector is shown for the explanation purpose. We can see the chain assembly over here, as we can see, and these are the gripper blocks attached to the chain assembly, and this chain is being driven by these two hydraulic motors. The similar chain as shown over here is also installed on the opposite side. So typically one injector have two chain assemblies rotating in opposite direction through a sprocket and ultimately with the hydraulic motor. Now see the working of the injector head via this picture. So here we can see that coil tubing pipe is being fed into this injector head from this coil tubing reel and through over this gooseneck or guide arc, and then this coil tubing pipe is injected into the wellbore with the help of this injector head. So here we can also see that as I explained at the start of this video, that injector head is one of the 6 major components, and these 6 major components are shown over here. Generally the chains which are used in the injector head are of two types. The first one is R type chain assembly and the second is S type chain assembly. In R type chain assembly, the bearings are the part of scat plates, which we will discuss later, and S type chain assembly, the bearings are the part of the chains, as we can see over here. Here the bearings as shown here are the part of the scat plates, means these are installed in the scat plates and chains are without bearings. But in S type chains, the bearings are installed are the part of the chain assembly and not the scat plates. This slide shows the general maintenance procedure of the chain assembly so that we could increase the life of the chains. So the first step written over here is that we must wash and lubricate the chain on periodic basis so that the dust particle could be removed and there must not be the rust in the chain. We also make sure that injector chains engage smoothly with the sprocket teeth. We must also check for any abnormal noise and identify that why this noise is, and we need to remove that noise or remove that problem. Check that chain bearings are rotating smoothly. If got stuck, then replace with the new one, because if we will not remove the bearings, then ultimately load will be shifted to the other bearings and then these bearings will be broken and there may be the problem in the job. Check for chain elongation. Only 3% chain elongation is acceptable. During the life of the chain assembly, when we use over and over again, elongation occurs due to the load of the coil tubing pipe. So if there is only 3% elongation, it's acceptable, but if the chain elongation is more than 3% as compared to its original length, then we must remove the chain with the new one. During traveling, cover the chain assembly to protect it from the dust particles. That was all about the first system of the injector head, that is chain assembly. Now let's see the other system of the injector head, that is drive and brake system.